Hello all, welcome to study 2 of the solving studies to improve chess calculation. This study I bring you in this series is also very keen to me. It's very special, not only because it comes from one of the composers I admire the most, Leonid Kubbel. He has a tragic story. He was a Russian composer and born in St. Petersburg. And when the Nazis occupied the city in 1942, he died by starvation. It's not a good way to suffer. He gave the chess world with more than 1,000 brilliant compositions. He is considered one of the greatest on the composing scenario, and he got enormous prizes and commendations. So a brilliant composer, and I want to show you this special position. So the sad story is that in a tragic way, of course. But for me, this is a special puzzle because I was spending some holidays in Sesimbra, Portugal, a very beautiful place, and it was night, and I went to a concert, and I had this position trying to solve I don't know, maybe 1 hour before or something like that. And so this position was in my head, and I was listening to the concert, and the concert was with a band covering for the Doors, the group, the famous group, the Doors. So I was enjoying because I love the music a lot, and suddenly I started to solve the problem in my head, and I remember during one of the songs I solved it, and it was crazy because how our brain works. Suddenly, without effort, without intention, the position came to my mind, and suddenly I was solving this puzzle. So I never forget that moment, and that's why this is special. Hope you also enjoy solving this one. It's really special for me. I hope at least it can give you some good sensations. And you know that now I'm gonna start the counter, and so you have about 10 minutes. If you want, you can skip into the solution sooner, or you can pause it to take more time. If you want some guidelines, don't forget the first video of the series is the guide, so you can also go there and start by seeing it if you haven't done it yet. I recommend it. And so, good luck. See you in a while for the solution. Okay, welcome back, and now let's have fun with this incredible solution. And of course, let's start by the starting winning move, and the move is b5. Okay, let's see just first one of the other alternatives, like for example d4. Well, d4 is pretty obvious; it doesn't work because this is allows black to take the pawn, and even if the other pawn goes ahead, we are going to have time to use our rook to sacrifice when the pawn promotes. So this is not working. This is, of course, a draw. So, but during your calculation, I believe you saw that the idea goes around this advanced pawn and with the rook not being able to move so far. So this idea, I think it comes very natural to try it. So black tries to approach the king. There's no other logical move for black. So this move is also logical. And now, of course, we have to go. The idea is we are going to threat to sacrifice, so the pawn can take, and then we can promote our key pawn to a queen and so winning the game. So of course this is the move and the natural continuation, and here of course the king approaches the pawn, and now the key idea starts. This is the idea because we are threatening the rook, but if the rook takes the pawn, we are going to see this happening. The rook takes the pawn, we have this sacrifice. So we are giving away our knight because now we are forking with the check, the king, and the rook. And so black is forced to take, and now we advance the pawn, and there's no way to stop it. And by now, I hope you have studied already my masterclass on the queen versus rook endgame. I don't miss a chance to make a promotion. If you haven't seen it, please go ahead and do some studies because this is not a given. You need also to work to win against the rook in case you didn't know yet. But of course, this is a win for white. So very interesting, a brilliant study for us to enjoy. Let's see just one small thing. Let's see, for example, here if black decides, okay, I'm not going to fall into this knight maneuver. So instead, I will go with king f4. Okay, this just basically allows us to advance the pawn again. The pawn is not attacked, which make a big difference. So the king needs to waste another move to approach. And now again, we can sacrifice the pawn because any way you take it, our c pawn will advance. If you take with the pawn, well, I think this is pretty obvious because you can't move the rook because we have the b pawn controlling the key square. So the pawn promotes very fast, and if it takes with the king, well, we fork with check, and when it comes back here, we can take it, for example, like here, and now when the king is forced to abandon, and then the king moves to the side, and we'll have an easy winning. Uh, I don't think we need to cover anymore. Let's just see here if we have another interesting possibility. I don't know. If, for example, if I take directly, well, the knight takes also. And here, there are other ways. For example, the king b7 also works, but for example, this check, and now I will get my pawn, for example, if I go here, I take here, and so this is another easy win. Okay, I won't bother you more with details for this study. Hope you have enjoyed also, and see you in future studies. Bye bye.